This video is about what's the number one thing that women seek for in a man. Okay? It's not what you think. Okay. Guess what it is? I know you're thinking it's high status, right? Okay. High status, not in this case. It's first high value. Okay. Women seek high value, whether they know it or not, consciously or unconsciously. Okay. And the reason for that is because high status is, it's superficial. Okay. And it's extrinsic. Okay. Whereas value is inherited. It's more something that you've built, and it's more intrinsic. Okay, so you have the external and the internal. Okay, and women can read that. Okay, guys, because you can have high status and be a shithead. You got a lot of people out here that in society are high status, but they don't have values and morals. So, and that's my opinion. I think value comes first. It's great to have the both. That's the killer combination. Is to create both. That's the goal in life. Is to create both of the both worlds, and you're unstoppable at that point. But let's talk about the primary one at this time, which is most important, is the value. Okay, and why is that more important than high status? Okay, first of all, high status is perceived. Okay, it's perceived high status. They're not sure. Okay, they're not sure if you are or not. You walk in a room, they perceive you as such. Okay, you may have money, you may have a lot of friends or whatever, but they perceive it. Okay, friends help though with that. So that helps 100%. Friends help. Okay, but if you walk in a room by yourself, okay, that's what I mean. If you come in by yourself, a bar, a restaurant, whatever, library, whatever, you walk in by yourself, they have to get a perception idea of who you are when they see you. They don't know off the cuff, so they have to get a perception of who you are. That's where high value comes in, or high status comes in. But high value is the decider, and they might say, I don't know, something about him. You understand? Whereas the high status, if they're looking for a high status male, they'll see that right away. But the value is what really kills it. Okay, that's the killer. They don't know it, but that's what it is. Okay, so someone that has high value, who's that kind of guy? What kind of guy is that? What's the deal with the high value guy? The high value guy is someone that's always seeking improvement, to improve himself. Okay, a little over time. Like I said, it's inherited. So he's built this up from baby steps. So when you earn your status like that, you really feel it each step of the way. Whereas someone says, hey, this guy's cool, you just get a high status cool thing, you could be empty inside, A lot of celebrities high status. Look at these ones look at Robin Williams, guy was, the dead, but these guys were loved by everybody. Kurt Cobain, I mentioned before in another video, but these guys were high status and they were loved by everybody, but they didn't have the values. Without values, they took themselves out. They found another alternative, the final alternative. So don't go telling me that, this my opinion, but don't go telling me that high status is over high value. That's wrong. It's going to be the opposite. Okay? Not in my books, no way. Okay? So, because also with high value, you have a high perceived self-worth within yourself. Okay? You have a high perceived value of self-worth in yourself. You don't need anybody to tell you that, we like you, you're number one, or you're this, you're that. You already have it because you've been building it, remember? So that's what's very attractive to women about that. So, and why is that? Because you're on your mission in life. Okay, you're goal oriented, purpose driven. All right, so you're making these things happen in life little by little. You're just building yourself up, and you're building yourself up. Okay, and a lot of times, someone that has high value has been working on it because they had weaknesses that they're working on. They're aware of their weaknesses. They're vulnerable to the point where they know. So listen, I know these things right here I need to work on. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses here. I got to work on my weaknesses to get them better. And women, if you're in a conversation with a woman, or you're engaged in some kind of back and forth, and she's asking you things or whatever, or someone at work sees that you're doing, like you're really putting extra work and your work's getting better and that kind of thing. So those things are all personal value systems that you put out on yourself. Your standards have been risen. You've raised your own standards, and that's what's very attractive to women, because if you have a high standard, you're going to get there, and they know that. They just instinctively know it's wrapped in their DNA. They already coded this way, genetically coded to know this, okay? Because a high status guy can just lose everything, okay? So let's focus on the value guy this time, all right? So the value guy, like I said, working on himself. He's vulnerable sometimes. He knows that those things that he has, he's not living in a fake world, fantasy world. He realizes that and he works on it, so it makes him better. Okay, and women have a way of seeking these guys out. They can read, the body language and certain things certain behaviors they look for. But a true guy, a true value guy, high value guy, he tries to find value in others. Okay, and a lot of times there are people that we all seek value. Okay, we all do. We seek value within ourselves, or if we don't have value in ourselves, we seek it through other people by association. Doesn't work too well. And I'll give you an example. There's about core types of socially dynamic variations of trying to gain value or acquire value or to vamp up your value, which don't really work. Okay, most guys do this. Okay, doesn't mean it works. Okay, the true alphas, the true value oriented people, they get this, but they also recognize it when they see it. Okay, so I'll give you those right now. So we'll start from the bottom to the top. So they're like four things. So the fourth thing would be supplicative dynamic. Okay, and that's someone that he's part of a group. Say you go to a company party. Okay, after work you guys decide to go to a bar. Okay, so there's about 7 of you guys or whatever. A few guys, girls mixed. You know how it is. Company parties, they're great, right? So you go, a couple of drinks, talking. Everybody's talking shit, da 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 da, right? But the suppletive guy, you can always spot this guy because this guy is the guy at the bar, and everyone's talking, and he's buying everyone a beer. Or no, I got the beer. Guess on me. No, I get the first round. This that. Nothing wrong with that, but no one really notices the guy until he offers to buy a beer or buy appetizers or some kind of way. He tries to supplicate and buy his way into the conversation and into the group. Okay, because he's not really included. He's kind of off here to the side, but he still feels like he's there because he's company guys with everybody else, right? But he's not the focus of their attention. So he supplicates himself as a reward them for being there. He's rewarding them for being there. Like, thanks for having me around. I'll buy the drink. Don't shun me. Here's a drink. I want to partake, and I want to supplicate myself to be in the group. He wants to belong. That's his needs. Okay. Now, and then you have another group of guys. Now you see a supplicator guy. He's always in the bar. You see that guy buying drinks, whatever. Then you have the combative dude. Now, the combative guy, that's number 3. This dude right here, he is exactly what it says. He's combative. Okay. He feels he comes to the table without bringing value. He feels he has value, but it's not enough for the group. He's just under the fray of the value of the group. You understand? So he feels as if, man, I I can't get any more valuable. I can't make myself better. So I'm going to bring people down a little bit, So he's competitive. He wants to compete. Oh, let's have a beer drink, or let's get drinks, shots, everybody. Let's, beer pong, whatever. He wants to try to outdo and one up the value guys, okay? Just to get the attention that, hey, I'm valuable too. I fight for my value, so respect me as well. So that guy, he needs respect to be recognized, as a cool guy. Like he's part. You don't have to be a try-hard guy. You're part of the group. It's okay. You understand? So he needs to feel that. And if he doesn't feel that, he stays very combative. He's a little louder than everybody else. So you recognize that guy too. Okay, so that's his deal. Right? We all know somebody like that. Like, you can name them on your fingers, these guys. Oh, that's so-and-so. That's like so-and-so. But they're there. They'll always be around guys. They'll always be at the bars, the clubs, wherever you go, company, jobs, work parties, whatever. They're always going to be around, okay? Some of your friends even, all right? So let's go down to number 2. And number 2 is competitive, okay? A competitive dynamic guy. He's competitive because he feels he has value, but he's kind of right there with everybody else. So he's not getting the attention that he feels he deserves. Okay, so what this guy will do, this is the kind of guy that will talk about his accomplishments. Hey, I got a promotion the other day. I was so surprised, I this and that, and he's in the conversation. Everybody's, oh, okay, that's cool, yeah, blah blah blah. That's but he's always trying to one up somebody and compare himself to the other people, to the actual true value people in the group. Okay, so he vies for their attention, vies to be equal or a little bit better than that, to be recognized for his achievements. So that's what that guy needs. Okay, now I say two, one. Plus one is you have there's two phases to this last phase. The number one is top tier. It's like a level, it's like a one, but it's like two parts to a level one. Okay, level one guy, you don't want to be top level one. That's like a number. That's like from 0 to 10, going backwards. That would be like a 9 and 10. You want to be the 9, not a 10. Okay, 9, and it could be either one. And I don't want to confuse you with this one, but what I'm trying to say is the last one, number one, could be broken into two parts because you can take it even further. There's a big open window right there because you've already made it, but you can take it further up. But you want to always have something that you can actually work on, and that is cooperative dynamics. And cooperative dynamics. With cooperative dynamics, you can actually, you're the guy that sits and listens to the conversations, and you're engaged in conversation. You're the leader, but you're humble. You sit back. You listen to people's you're involved in the conversation. You're fully engaged. Okay, people are talking. They're taking turns talking. They feel totally comfortable around you. If anything arises in a situation, you easily handle it with class. You understand? You're socially prepared, socially heightened, okay, and socially aware of everybody's situation and what everybody needs. So this kind of guy is charming because what happens is women see this guy as what he does with the level 4 guy. What he does with him. He'll say, okay, this guy is supplicative. So what he'll do is make this guy feel part of the group. And how do you do that? He'll say something like, hey man, let me buy the rounds this time. I got a round. What do you want to drink? Because that guy's been buying drinks all night and being ignored, right? So you buy that guy a drink, or offer to buy him a drink, or bring him into the conversations. All you gotta do is bring him to the conversation. Hey, what do you think about so and so? Me? Yeah, what do you think about so and so? Da da da. I want to know your opinion. That's all you gotta do for that guy. He's in. He feels loved. He feels like he belongs. You solved the case. You understand? Now you're his best friend. Hope you'll never, hope you don't follow you all over the place like a puppy dog. But that's irrelevant. But that's that guy. You've won his. He's already got the value. His value goes up. Okay. Now he feels part of the group. Okay. And then for the number 3 guy, which was the combative guy, okay, he wants to still feel like he's important, okay, and strong, and that's because I don't have to be more value. I'm strong. My value is in strength now. I'm I could drink better than everybody else. I won you up, all that kind of stuff. So what you do with this guy, you say, hey, you do a lot of so and so. You're so outspoken. I like that. You say what you mean. You talk your truth. I like that. I got to work on that skill. I got to get like that one day. That's it. You've just validated this guy, and you bring him into the group. He feels included. He feels like he brings strength and outspokenness to the group. Okay? Remember your calm and mellow. Remember that? So he feels like, oh, my place is here where I'm the voice of whatever. But when you do that, that competitive guy becomes more subdued. Okay? He feels like he's part of the value group. All right? He won't challenge you anymore either. That'll go right away. And he'll be part of your team. He'll add and help you out with the women. He'll help add in. Okay? And then we go to competitive dynamic. This guy. Now that's number 2 guy. Okay, again, with number 2 guy, he wants to feel, remember, he's equal. So he feels like I got a lot of value. I value more. I got more value. I got value like you. But I got a raise too. Hey, look at me, everybody. and they're not really looking at this guy. So what you do is you say, hey, I value your opinion. What do you think about so and so? And he says so and so. So you know what? That car you got that car is smoking. I just can't. I'm not that. I don't drive that fast. But if I did, or you say something like, hey, I want a nice car. I know who to go to get the information on. Or tell me about your car. Tell me about your house. How's that boat you got? Oh, my boat. Oh, it's blah 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 blah. Now you got him in the bag. Now the focus is on him. That's all he needs. So these are simple fixes, and again, these are subtle. You're doing this smooth, but all these little steps, these little nuances that you're putting in on this whole, you're calming the room and bringing the room up. So you're taking away all the drama. You're problem solving, okay? And women around from the job or around the bar, they notice this right away. They can feel a shift in the group, and they feel that vibration of that person with the highest value. They feel that vibration, okay, on an energy level. I don't want to get too but on an energy level, they can feel that there's a strong force of calm, and the rest are kind of calm. Now it's all one plane, you understand? But the higher value is going to always show up. They can feel who has the most power, where it's emanating from. Women can feel that. That's just how Mother Nature works, man. They can feel it. And that guy becomes a charming guy like a George Clooney. He masters this skill. Okay? When he sits and talks to someone in an interview or whatever, he looks at them and smiles and let them give their conversation. You understand? Whereas whereas if he was like just let them talk and not really listen to them or whatever, or off topic, he stays on topic with them. He flatters the girls or whatever, and they just giggle and eat it all up. But George Clooney is a lovable guy because he has high value. Okay? But that's just an example. Okay? Denzel has a high value. You understand? He's smooth. He interviews. The women just gush over him. No matter how old these guys are, they still gush with these guys. So why I use these guys as a reference, because they're older guys. So as you can see, charm has longevity. It has longevity. So you want to be that guy. You understand? How do you be that guy? You work on your purpose. Okay? You work on your mission in life. Set your goals. Stay clear on your path. Be clear on your intent. Okay? Every day ain't going to be a study day, but you got to realize this is part of your journey. Okay? It's going to rain sometimes on the road of your life. It's going to be sunny a lot of times. But you got to take the best of both. But you enjoy the lessons along the way. That's the whole point. Okay? So women will see this and they'll love you for it because it's charming. It's irresistible. They cannot resist this. Okay? They can't resist this. Okay? So that gives you that leadership role. So they go, oh, this guy is truly an alpha. He understands the dynamics of people. Now, don't forget, women are empathetic in nature. They're empathy. They're genetically coded to be empathetic. Back in the days, they were nurturing. Not so much anymore. You see, women now don't want to fucking cook anymore. You understand? Or they'd rather get a babysitter right away, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks in after the baby, to a month and a half, and then back to work. So hopefully that'll change around. But right now they're more empathetic than nurturing. They're kind of shifting one for the other. Okay, that could be a problem down the road as far as connection with the baby and all the nonsense. But again, we're talking about the guys right now, and we're talking about value. So this will give you high value social skills, that'll really build up your status a lot and very quickly. Okay, so we're gonna look at you differently, and they'll definitely you'll generate that high value, but you'll have that high value, which will automatically give you high status. That'll be automatic. Okay? So what I did there right there, I put it all together, that. But that's what it is. Okay? So like the video, subscribe, comment below.